I am making chocolate babka. Instead of making one big loaf, I'm going to make little personal ones. So let's start with the dough. This is really just a everybody in the pool kind of thing. So I've got a 1/4 cup of milk that's been scalded and cooled. A 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to put in an egg. I've got 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, very soft. This is Florida, so very soft in the summer, is practically melted. Teaspoon of vanilla. This is sort of homemade vanilla, so it's a little weak, so I'm going to add a little extra. 35 grams of sugar. This is about 2 tablespoons plus a teaspoon of sugar is about 35 grams. A nice 1/8 teaspoon, just a generous pinch of salt, just kind of bring out the sweet. This is 288 grams of all-purpose flour. It's about 2 1/4 cups. And I use bread machine yeast, so I just add the bread machine yeast with the flour. I don't need to proof it. I just find that a lot easier. And so I need 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. And that's it. And then we just let this go. This is going to knead for about 5 to 10 minutes. You want to get the dough really smooth and elastic, so it does go for a while. Okay, you can see it's a really soft dough, and also that it started to pull itself together a little more as it kneaded and as the gluten developed. But you want it to be like this, soft and shiny. So now we need to let it rise. I'm going to use the same bowl here. One last thing to wash, so I'm going to scrape it out pretty good and give it some cooking spray. And this will go for about an hour to rise. Cover it. Okay, see you in an hour. Okay, it's been a little more than an hour. I've had some lunch. You can see how big the dough has gotten. I've also made the chocolate. This is 6 tablespoons of butter with 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, and then I took about a heaping tablespoon of chocolate chips, chopped them up real fine. If you use a serrated knife, they won't jump around on the cutting board quite so much. And then, because I'm going to do this in 2 bits, I divided it in 2 just to make it a little easier for myself. So that's ready to go. I'm going to divide this dough in half. So let me get my bench scraper here. Get every little bit. I want these to be even, so I am going to measure just to make sure I've got half, an equal half. So that was $2.95. One more. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. This here. Actually, you know what? Let me bring that bowl back. I'm gonna make these into nice little balls. While I work on one, I'll leave the other. I'll leave the other in the bowl while I work on one. So what I'm going to do, I want to roll this dough out to be about 24 inches, about 2 feet wide, and 5 inches or so in width. So I put up a tape measure just so I have a guide to know about where I am. This to me is the hardest part. That's pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going a little bit longer because I know when I cut these, it's going to shrink up a little bit. All right, this is half of my butter and sugar and cocoa powder. I did put it in the microwave a little bit because the dough is soft. It's easier if this is really, pretty easy to spread and loose. This is where it's going to get a little messy. So I'm going to cut this in half. And to make the pretty babka shapes, or the folds, cut it down the middle. You can see how much it's shrinking a little bit. And each one of these I'm going to cut into thirds. So, about here. Doesn't matter how much I try, I always end up with fat middles and skinny ends. So just to balance it out, a lot of times I'll take one of the skinny pieces and pair it up with one of the fat pieces. So what you want to do, you see my nice babka shape, or all the folds here. You want them cut sides up, and you just want to sort of twist them around each other. And what I'm doing is I'm tucking them into a muffin tin. So I'll do the same thing. So I'll do this with all of them. Just twist them and tuck in the cut ends. We got 12 little babkas. They are going to proof for about half an hour or so. I'm going to put a towel or something over them. And while they proof, I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 or 375, I forget. I will let you know, but I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, also, I'm making a sugar syrup. So simple syrup, 1:1, quarter cup of water, quarter cup of sugar. And I'm going to add a touch of vanilla, and we'll use that for a glaze when they're halfway through baking. But these are going to proof, the oven's going to preheat, and tuck these edges in a little bit. And I'll see you in a little bit. I'll get chocolate all over my camera now. Okay, it's been half an hour. The oven's at 350. And here are little babkas. I put them on a cookie sheet because sometimes they do spill over. So just to save the flory oven, put them on a cookie sheet. These are going in for 17 minutes. Like I said, I made a simple syrup with sugar, water, and a little touch of vanilla. So after 17 minutes, we'll baste them, essentially. But there they go. Okay, that extra 3 minutes in the oven is what they needed. I took them out, and they've been sitting here for about 5 minutes to cool a little bit. So, take them out.